Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. Cheers. Just sipping on my orange Kolsch. As you probably see from the intro, keg's a little overcarbed. That's mostly because I've been fooling around with the kegs, cleaning them out, getting them ready for the next couple of beers that are going in there. Speaking of which, I'm going to have some footage for you at the end of this, showing you that's what I did earlier tonight. We transferred over the chocolate cherry porter and the peach blonde ale. Good stuff. So the kegerator is now full, all 3 taps. It is only a 2-tap kegerator, but I do have a picnic tap for the 3rd. So all 3 are ready to go. I disconnected the gas on the orange Kolsch because I got the 2 in there. I set it at 30 psi so that they can carb up in a couple of days, and that way I'll be able to drink them here in probably 3 or 4 days. I should be able to drink them. I figure I'll leave it on 30 for a couple of days. That seems to get it right close to what I like carbonation level to. And then I set it to the serving pressure, which in my case is around 7 or 8 psi. And then once I have it set that way, all 3 of them will be at the same, because I don't have a gauge for each individual keg. All 3 are at the same pressure. So I have to disconnect the Kolsch. And there's actually plenty of pressure in there already now that I was able to pour this, and I'm probably able to pour a couple more. So I'll be good for a couple of days. I like to hide beers, is what I've come to find out. I have a Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale that I made last year, and I thought all the bottles were gone. But as with a couple of other good beers that I've made that I've aged, I stash a couple of bottles around the house. And I do that intentionally so that I surprise myself pleasantly with some new beers from time to time of something that I brewed a while ago. So I actually found 2 bottles of the Kentucky Barrel Ale. I gave one to a friend of mine because he really loved that beer, and the other one I have sitting in the fridge. I'll probably drink that later this week. So it's really cool when that happens. It's like, oh look what I found. I was cleaning the house and found it in one of my cabinets. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, you guys should try the same thing. When you bottle up some beer, just stash a couple around the house somewhere. You'll be pleasantly surprised a couple of months from now when you find them. Anyway, that's all I have this week. Sorry, arm's getting tired, so the camera's getting shaky. So I'll let you guys go before I make you sick. Next week, probably going to brew either a honey apple wheat recipe that I put together, or I'm going to brew my watermelon wheat that everyone seems to like around here. When I do the watermelon wheat, I'll probably do a 10-gallon batch because everybody loves it so much. So I'm going to test this system out back here. It supposedly can do about a 12-gallon batch tops, because these are 15-gallon kettles. So I think I'm going to try my first 10-gallon batch next week with the watermelon wheat. If not, like I said, I'll do that, or I'll do the honey apple. One of the two. I have all the ingredients for the honey apple, so if I can make it out to the store for the watermelon wheat materials, I already have all the base malt, but for the specialty malts that I typically don't carry all the time, I'm going to have to get those. So if I don't make it out in time, I'll brew the honey apple, and if I do, I'll brew the watermelon wheat. So we'll see. Either way, it'll be good beer. But that's all I have for you guys, so happy Homebrew Wednesday, and cheers. Alright, gonna rack the peach blonde ale on the left, and the chocolate cherry porter on the right. Fortunately, I have enough room in my kegerator for 3 kegs. So, in there right now is the orange Kolsch. And right now I'm going to just run some sanitizer through these kegs. They're already cleaned out. One for each of the new ones. I always like to run it through the beer line as well, just in case. I already did it when I cleaned out from the last beer, but I do it again, just anal about that. Never be too safe with sanitation. And then I also have my party tap. Since this is only a 2-tap keezer, or kegerator, sorry. I have this party tap here that I want to clean out for one of the beers. And we will just run sanitary solution through there as well. I'm trying to do this one-handed. And we'll just run it from one keg to the other, getting them both nice and clean. And then I'll clean the beer line on the other side as well. And like I said, these were already cleaned, these were already sanitized when I put them away a couple of weeks ago. But it doesn't hurt to do it again, just in case there's anything floating around in there. And now the other keg. Not as easy as it looks one-handed. Ah, wish you could smell this. It smells very peachy. I'm going to go ahead and take a sample. See if I can do this one-handed. Sorry about the light standing in front of it. But I don't want to spill any beer, so and I already took a gravity reading when it went in here, so it's probably not going to be much different. But we'll let the suds go down and we'll check that out. Trying to get the camera to focus here. Of course it's not. But it is at about 1.006. Nice. And then of course the taste. Cheers. Oh, that's tasty. I've made a blonde ale before, just a regular one, just to see what it would be like. This tastes pretty close to that, but definitely peach, but not, it's not too much peach. I put probably 3 pounds maybe of peaches into this batch of, it's about 5.5 gallons. That's going to be very good once it ages a little bit more. I'm just going to let it sit in the keg for probably a week before I taste it, or serve it to people. And now we are transferring. It's got a nice golden, almost a hint of peach color to it. I don't know how much the camera's doing it justice, but filling her up. Number 1. The chocolate cherry porter will be next. Purge the oxygen out of the tank. I'll do this a couple times and we'll set her in there and get started on the next beer. And here is the chocolate cherry porter. I just cracked the lid on it. Ooh. Yep. Cherry up front, for sure. Then again, that's because it's sitting in cherry puree here. So we'll go ahead and grab a sample. Again, sorry about the lighting. Trying to do this one-handed. And standing in front of the light. Yeah, look at that. Very nice and dark. It's like a really deep brown. Looks very clear though. Trying to get the camera to focus. Of course I can't. So you guys are just going to take my word for it. It is sitting at 10-12. So that's pretty good. I was just trying to get it to be a little sweeter than the blonde ale. So it will be a tad sweeter. So I have to hold this one. I don't want it to be all the way at the bottom because it's going to start. It started pulling up a little bit of the cherry. So yeah, first pour or two we'll have to get rid of that out of the keg. But the rest of it should be pretty clear. It's coming down clear now. Going in there. Well, it's already a dark beer. It's even darker with no light. So, but we're filling it up. So I'll go ahead and finish filling this guy up here, and then I'm going to take that sample over there and taste it. I haven't even tasted it yet, but this should transfer fairly quick. I'm eager to see what this thing tastes like, but it smells amazing. Just cranked up the light in here. Look at that color. It's a very nice deep brown. And we're getting down there. We're probably about halfway through it. And there you go. 3 kegs tucked in there nicely. And of course, the taste test. Nice. You always wonder when you put fruit in there if you put too much in. This is pretty good. It's definitely tastes a little bit of the chocolate because I didn't put a lot of chocolate into it. Definitely tastes like a porter style. And I'm not a good beer reviewer, so I apologize about that. Just know what I like. But you can taste the cherry. Cherry's definitely in there, but it's like it's like a mellow cherry taste. Not too overpowering, but it's there.